Most Wanted versus Joey Knight. This fight was a 50-50 fight because on Twitter, Most Wanted is like one of the most hated in the community for some reason I'm not really sure of. But yes, Most Wanted made on Misfits. Let's give Most Wanted a round of applause. And even if you hate the guy, you have to admit that he's been grinding and working very hard to get where he's gotten, you know, spending all those hours in Twitter Spaces, you know, making content, all that fun stuff. But yes, he finally made it on Misfits, and he went up against none other than Joey Knight. And I didn't really know who Joey Knight was at the time. I do know that he had some, I think, white-collar fights, right? And for Most Wanted, for someone who, you know, doesn't have an actual trainer, I was going to say professional trainer, but I meant he doesn't have, you know, a trainer that's tied to him. And, you know, he doesn't really have, like, a specific gym, you know, he goes to, you know, trains around. I thought he was going to do, I had him winning, you know, I have to represent the small creator community. But he did a lot better than a lot of people, you know, gave him credit for. He got knocked down, proved he had a chin, you know, got back up. He got wobbled a few times, didn't get knocked out. You know, that's honestly very impressive. And I'm not gonna say who, but I know a lot of y'all on Twitter are talking shit about this. But I don't think you could last as long. I don't know. And no, I'm not glazing. I will say this about anyone. You know, someone stepped in the ring against somebody as good as Joey Knight, and you know, I feel like a lot of people, you know, wouldn't do that or have the balls to do that. But yes, let's talk about the fight. So we see Most Wanted, you know, I'd say winning the first, you know, part of the fight until he got dropped. Most, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have done the whole, you know, this shit. I wouldn't have done this shit. Now, you know, I think he's learned not to do the KSI stance. He did that, and, you know, he didn't have his right covered, stepped back, boom! Most has stated it was a balance issue, and it could have been. I'm not sure if it was his chin getting tested or if, you know, his balance was off. He definitely does need work on his footwork, though. So, yeah, I mean, he said that multiple times, so, I mean, like, who am I to say that? But, yeah, Most just, you know, work on the footwork, you know, get 10 times better. But with Joey Knight, let's talk about Joey Knight for a minute. I said this in my Fox G versus Spartan J video. I think the next fight for Joey Knight would be Fox G. I'll be honest, as of right now, I do have Fox winning. But I think that, you know, Joey Knight's going to train, obviously. I think he's going to be in that lightweight tournament as well. I think it'd be stupid not to put him in there. I know, actually, speaking of the tournament, I just remembered that I looked on Twitter and Joey Knight was the second to be announced to be on the tournament. So he is, you know, it is announced he's going to be on the tournament. The first person that they announced was Waleed Sharks. I'll be honest, I think it's going to be Waleed and Fox. If they do put him in there, they might save Fox because, you know, I think Fox has a lot of potential to be a massive star, and I don't think they want to waste him on something like that. You know, I think they want to push him out, have, you know, singular fights or something like that. If he's in the tournament, though, that's also cool. And the people that has been saying, you know, Joey Knight had amateur experience, he has confirmed that it's only white collar fights. He's had no pros or amateurs, just white collar. Also, a little break. What are we saying? What are we saying with the setup? I think the setup's 10 times better than that trash ass setup over there. Most as well, he has to look for, you know, the shot, you know, as they call it, you know, he has to look for better shots. He has to work on shot selection. I feel like the only punch, which isn't bad at all, by the way, you know, the only punch he really threw was the, you know, body, you know, duck, body. That was really, like, the only punch he threw, which, you know, isn't a bad punch at all. But I feel like if you're going to go low, you know, after you go low, go for the top, low top, you know, I mean, boxing is honestly the same as a physical sport. It's also a mind sport, right? You have to trick your opponent, you know, pretend you're gonna go bottom, go top, bottom, top, bottom. You know the drill. But I'd also love to see him, obviously, you know, keep his hands up more. If obviously his hands, you know, can drop once he gets more, you know, defensively active. But you know, obviously stay defensively active. I want to see Most get a lot better defensively. I want to see his defense improve. You know, obviously with the offense, the shot selection thing I was talking about, that could, you know, definitely get better. And I think that if Mayhems will definitely have Most on another event. You know, and not a lot of people tune into the prelims, and for Most Wanted versus Joey Knight, the crowd was, I mean, it wasn't full obviously for the prelims, but there were more people in those crowds than they were the other prelim fights, which I think is awesome. More people were here for the opening for this fight than any other fight, you know, at the beginning of the card. Mams also came on and said that this is the best non-pay-per-view card, which I don't blame at all. This was stacked, you know, tons of knockouts, tons of action. It was great. But no, who do you see next for Most Wanted? But yeah, who do you see next for Most Wanted, and who do you see next for Joining Night? Obviously, once again, Joining Night's gonna be the tournament, whenever that is. But yeah, who do you see next for those guys? Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. And yeah, peace.